Hey guys, what's up? Pete Servold, founder and owner of Pete's Paleo, and I'm here to talk to you about our bacon. Pete's Paleo bacon, this is the beautiful package that comes in. We're talking about why we make it the way we make it, how we make it, and how you can cook it at home once you get it. Always, we prefer to do it in a cast iron pan, but again, we do it in whole slabs, so the option's really up to you. Our bacon comes from really well taken care of pigs. They live good lives until they go to process and never fed any crap. They don't have any antibiotics. They aren't confined in cages. This is all really important in the quality of the meat. The other thing that we do is we dry cure it. So that is the traditional method of making bacon, where you let it sit on a cure, which is made typically with salt and sugar and spices, but we don't use any sugar in ours because it's paleo, so it's sugar free. Next thing that we do is add a little herbs, and then we use celery powder. Celery powder is rich in natural nitrates, and so that is kind of where you get your, the pink salt that typically is used in charcuterie or curing. We skip that and just use nature's pink salt, which is celery powder. So as you can see, this is pretty typical how the bacon comes in this nice big slab like this. At first, this might not look like bacon to you. It might just look like pork belly, but once you slice it a few times, you can see that beautiful pink rows of bacon. So I'm slicing this pretty thin. You can do it a little thicker if you want. If you prefer thick cut bacon, you can go something like a 1/4 inch thick like that. If I'm doing it in the cast iron pan, I'm always going to go with the thin slices. If I do it in the oven, which you're welcome to do, you can put it on a sheet tray with some wax paper down. Then I would do the thick cut, and you can just kind of flip it over about halfway through cooking. Always start with a dry pan. You don't need any fat in there because there's going to be plenty of fat that gets rendered and pulled out from cooking the bacon, and so you can actually save that fat and cook with it later. One of the few differences of never having to start with a hot pan is with bacon. You can, as soon as you turn the pan on, you can add the bacon. It starts to pull the fat out and get the cooking process started. Now, after our bacon sits for a couple days on the cure and develops what's called a pellicle, it's put into the smoker, and we smoke it for the entire day. So the whole process takes us almost a week just to make our bacon fresh for every cycle when we ship it out. You can go to petespaleo.com, and that's where we have all of our meals and 21-day sugar detox and the Walls program, but also the bacon can be had. You can get it by itself, or you can add it to a meal plan or add it to a broth order, whatever works for you. The other thing that you can do with bacon is you can add it into salads, you can add it into, onto your burger. We can make vinaigrette from the fat. One of the ways that we like to do is an old school salad called Paleo lardon, which is just really fancy French for lettuce and bacon. So what you do is you get that kind of a thick cut, that 1/4 inch cut right here, like that. Stack it up, and then you're just going to make matchsticks, which the French insist on calling lardons, but they're just little bacon matchsticks. So there you go. So you would just toss these lardons right into the pan. Same exact process. You're going to cook them until they're about 3/4 of the way done, and then turn off the heat and just let it roll. And then it will cook itself the rest of the way in the pan with just the residual heat. Never cook bacon, especially when you're doing lardons or anything like that, until it's all the way done, because it will continue to cook for another few minutes even when you take it out of the pan. So always, when I was teaching new cooks and at the kitchens and when they were working for us on the line, I always say, when you're sure in your gut that it needs a few more minutes, is time to take it out, because it will cook for a few more minutes on its own. So that's how you make lardons. And then the other way to use it is to do even thinner slices, like that. And then one more time, slice it the long way so you have these little, almost like snaky strips of bacon. And take that and then really finely chop it. Now this is really perfect for a lot of things. You can use this for sauces now. You can use it as the base in the cast iron pan. You can make like bacon and onions and sauteed spinach. You're essentially just made bacon bits, which has a ton of use and is delicious. And all this is gonna, again, this is gonna render out fat. So when you get our bacon, that's the other nice thing is most commercial bacons are infused with water. So what they do is instead of doing a dry cure like we do, where we pull moisture out and give you more meat, they take the meat and they soak it in this chemical maple syrup sugar water blend called a brine, and it infuses a bunch of water into the product. That's why when you cook the bacon from the grocery store, it spatters all over the place because it's the water coming out and shooting all over you. You can see here with our bacon, I've got my hand over it, it's not spattering because there's no water in it. You'll notice that our bacon has very little shrinkage because there's, again, only meat, no water. Turn a little bit. Just a quick note, the bacon will stay fresh in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. It's a cured smoked product, so it's going to last a lot longer than like a fresh, raw meat will. But it will stay in the freezer for up to 6 months. It's a really thick, hearty cut of meat, so you're not going to get that granular sawdust kind of flavor out of it. So probably 4 minutes or so on the first side, and it's really only going to take a couple minutes on the other side till it gets nice and crispy. You can keep rolling with slices. I always have a plate with a paper towel set up to catch it, just like you would with any other bacon with the excess grease. The excess grease that's left in the pan is what you're going to save afterwards and have in your little grease pot that you keep by the side of the oven. Also, you don't need to refrigerate that bacon fat. You can just keep it just like Grandma did, right on the side of the stove. Everything's natural. There's no moisture. There's no oxygen. It's not going to go bad. So thank you all so much for checking in. This is how we make our bacon. This is how you cook our bacon. Again, you can go to PetesPaleo.com and you can get bacon by itself. You can get bacon added onto a meal. But we're here to help you out with all of your bacon needs. And this is all done. Nice, crispy. No sugar, no chemicals, old school process that's been done forever, done for you and sent directly to your house. Thanks so much for checking us out. Have a good day.